Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to our press conference. For those of you who don't know, I'm Robert Klein. I'm the Susquehanna County District Attorney. This project could not have happened without our partnership. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the people that have made this possible, starting with our county commissioners. They brought the idea of the software to us. It's software that's already owned by the county. It's VOC, and it was typically used for emergency management. When the commissioners saw what we were trying to do, they said, look at this, it might be something that you can expand and create a use for it. So this whole project didn't cost the county any additional funds. So thank you to our commissioners, our coroner. He's always giving us information about our overdose deaths. Unfortunately, we have too many of those. He helps us out with our intelligence about different ways that he's seeing that they're using or administering drugs. So again, thank you to our coroner. Our county detectives, all of them aren't here for obvious reasons. They work undercover, and their safety, of course, is of utmost importance to us, as with all of our law enforcement. You see a lot of law enforcement here today, and so often it's taken for granted. But this is a very dangerous job that they're doing. When you're dealing with people that have a lot to lose, may face a lot of time in jail, they do desperate things. So to all of our law enforcement, we thank them for the sacrifice they make every day, and we thank their families because they never know if their loved ones are coming home at the end of the day. So to all of our law enforcement, we thank them for all their support. We have our Pennsylvania State Police here. We have our Sheriff Lance, another great source of intelligence for us. I think he knows everybody but maybe one person in the whole county. So it's always a benefit to have Lance on any project that you're doing. We have all of our local police departments, Montrose, Forest City, Silver Lake, Lanesboro, Great Bend, Hot Bottom. They're all represented here. And again, we thank them for working on this project and partnering with the DA's office. So you might be wondering, how is this different? We've all heard about tip lines. We've heard about drop this form off and it's anonymous and that sort of thing. What we found is those are typically conclusions. There's a drug house at 123 Main Street. Well, that's good information, but the idea of this form is to pull additional information, pull out the observations. For example, there's a drug house at 123 Main Ave. There's the drug activity starts around 5 o'clock in the afternoon and goes till about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. There's 5 or 6 different people that show up on a regular basis. This is what they look like. This is the vehicle that they drive. Oh, we even have a license plate. They might have a tattoo, or maybe they have gauges in their ears, something that will help us identify. So that's the idea behind the form. It steps them through it. They don't have to remember everything because we ask them the question as they step through it. This is about community involvement. We have 40-some thousand people in our community, and most of them want to do something. They want to get this drug issue under control. They want to have a role in solving this drug problem, but they really don't know how to do it, and there's always the concern for safety. This allows them to submit information through the DA's office to be shared with the law enforcement agencies that are actively participating in these drug operations. This isn't for vigilantes. We don't want people taking issues into their own hands. Again, it's about safety. And we want good witnesses. We want people to tell us their observations as opposed to just simple conclusions. They can do it from the safety of their home or their business. So often we hear it, you know, I live right across the street from this, or these people are setting up shop in front of my business. They use my parking lot. This is a way to get that information to us. Makes us more efficient. The great thing about this is if an officer has to sit up on a house without all this additional information, it makes it a much longer operation. If we know we only have to be focusing on that area from the hours of 5 to 11, that's great. If we already know descriptions of people, if we know descriptions of vehicles, license plates, we can be in the general area and we can follow that vehicle and do a traffic stop if we have reasonable suspicion, probable cause. You know, if they run a stop sign or they're weaving on the road, whatever it might be, then we can develop our information that we need to get into that house. We're not going to take this information, go knock on the door of the person that reported it, and say, oh, is that the house you're talking about? Is that the person over there? Because that'll defeat the whole purpose. This is designed to give us the ability to develop our own case where we're not going to have to take that person that's in the general community and have them testify. We can develop everything we need from those traffic stops, from the other intelligence we get. The other thing it does is makes it crystal clear. Drug dealers are not welcome in Susquehanna County. We view them as predators, and they are now the prey. We are going after drug dealers. We are not going to tolerate it. You are not welcome in Susquehanna County, and make it crystal clear. We will find you, we will prosecute you, and if we can, we will seize your assets. If we can tie your car to criminal activity, we're going to seize it. If we can tie the money you have in your pocket to criminal activity, we're going to seize it. This is about making sure they know that people are watching. Go do your trade somewhere else. We don't want you. The idea behind this form is just for drug type activities. Sales, drug use, if there's a meth lab, if there's a grow operation, that type of information. It's not for, hey, you know what, I'm reporting criminal mischief, or I'm reporting a burglary, or things like that. It certainly is not for emergency use. Please don't run to your computer and start typing in that there's an armed robbery happening in front of your house. Call 911. This is strictly for drug activity. So how's it work? What you'll be able to do is go to the Susquehanna County website. If you scroll down, you'll see our Fight Crime Splat. Click on that, and it automatically launches the form. The first box is there, current date and time. It populates that for you already. The next is going to be the email address. So what I'll do is I'll use my email address here at the county. And this is optional. And again, the only reason we ask for your name and email address is if we have a follow-up question. It's not so we can come knocking on your door. It's not so we can call you as a witness. It's designed so if you said, hey, it's this address, we find out that it's a 4-family house, we may send you an email, or we may call you and say, is the house on the right, is it on the left, is it upstairs, where is it, so we can get more accurate information. So we'll put my name in there, Robert. We'll provide my last name. And the next one is, can we contact you with questions we may have? So we're going to click that yes. I'm going to provide my phone number here. The next box is going to ask, is this recurring? So for example, we've been seeing this happen for weeks and weeks and weeks, or this is just a one-time occurrence. Someone's going to say, you know what, I saw someone smoking marijuana on the corner. They're probably just going to click one time and submit that information to us. If this is an active drug house, if this is someone cooking meth every other day, they're going to click recurring. The next box are going to allow you to describe generally what happens and what time of day. Again, it goes back to that example. Every day it starts happening around 5 o'clock, or every morning they start cooking meth at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then it'll give you some ability to, in the second box, you'll be able to go and say it's the house on the left, or it's the upstairs apartment. Then the next one, if we can tab down, we'll just click use my current address so it doesn't kick us back out. And it'll try and help you populate the form. And you can click on that. And maybe we'll just say it's a courthouse here. They're selling drugs out in front of the columns. And then you can go down, the next box down there is activity description. The neat feature about this is maybe someone has a picture, or maybe they have video surveillance on their house and it's capturing these cars pulling up, and it's going to give us information about the license plates and everything. They'll be actually able to insert the video there and send that to us. They can insert pictures and send that to us. The next one is, can you describe the individuals involved? If yes, it gives you the options to fill in the blanks. So we don't know who it is, but he's a male, he's white, he's over 50, he's a ring-ding away from 300 pounds, so we'll put that. He's 6'5". What hair he does have left is brown. Can't tell who he's describing, can you? Brown eyes. And then this is a spot you'd go and put in, gee, he's got a teardrop tattoo on his face. And if you scroll down, if you had more people, you just click on add more. If not, you just go to the next box. So can you describe a vehicle that might be involved? And same type idea, describe what the vehicle is, and then if there's additional vehicles, you can add those. You can add license plates, the state. We do have people that come down from New York, so it's important that you include not only the license plate, but the state also if you have it. You know, if it's someone from out of the area, we want to know what state we're looking for. And then if we scroll down again, this gives you the option to add anything else it may have jogged your memory as we're filling this out. Oh yeah, you know what? And one guy always carries a red backpack. You can throw that in there. That's it, folks. That's the whole form, and that gives us a whole lot of information that we can use. And then down there in the left-hand corner, submit entry, and it's at the DA's office. So from there, what happens next? Well, we kind of triage that form. We're going to look at it. If someone reports, gee, they're cooking meth at this house every day, that's going to get a priority because that's such a danger to the community. We'll get everybody on it. If the report is, well, I saw someone that looked like they were smoking marijuana down at the park, that's going to take a different priority. So these will all come to the DA's office. These are done in confidence. No one's going to be seeing these other than law enforcement, and it will give us the ability to go and bring together the people that need to be at the table. So if it is that active meth lab, we'll call the state police in on it so they can send their team up. We will share all the information. The reason all these people are standing here before you is because we're all sharing information. We're all working together in lockstep, making sure that one department isn't going in the front door and another's coming in the back door. We want to make sure we have the most efficient operations that we can because everyone is strapped for resources. So beyond that, we're not going to exactly tell you how all the investigations work and everything, but that's a general idea behind this whole form, and we'll answer any questions you guys might have.
How ready available will this information be when somebody puts it into the form? Can you guys access it?
That we can pull up right now.
So it's immediate?
It's there, and it's encrypted.
I also have a question. You said that all of you all are sharing this information. What departments exactly have access to this?
Well, we can go back through, and it depends on what it is. We also work with our federal agencies, we work with state agencies, we work with state police, county detectives, local departments. We even cross the line and work with New York State Police and their different task force. We are combining all of our resources so everybody is marching forward. It's the only way we can really get ahead of this, this awful issue.
Can you speak just a little bit to the prevalence of drug use and drug crime in the county? It's
everywhere. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, you're a professional, you're unemployed, you're a student. It's not discriminating. We have heroin and we have crystal meth problem. It's coming in from Broome County. It's coming in from Wilkes-Barre. It's coming in from Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey. It comes up from Williamsport. We are fighting this battle on many, many fronts. And that's why I want to make sure that it's crystal clear. We are going to rally the residents of Susquehanna County. They want to make sure that we go back to our safe, comfortable way of living. We're having burglaries committed when people are in their homes. That is never going to end well. If it's an elderly resident, it may cause a heart attack. Or the person coming in may get shot. We don't want these things to occur. What our approach is, we're going to try and stem the supply, and we're going to try and get those users help, because we have to attack both the supply and the demand side of this problem. You can't just incarcerate your way out of this, you can't just treat your way out of this, and you can't just educate your way out of it. It is a three-pronged approach. We are going to be launching some education programs, We're going to be working with the courts and many of our community partners in order to come up with better and more treatment options. And if you are dealing drugs in Susquehanna County, we're gonna stand on you. We're gonna make it so you do not wanna come back here. It's the only way that we know we're gonna be able to make a difference here.
I have one other question just to play off of what you were just saying. I'm out of Fox 40 out of Binghamton, so Broome County specifically, we've been put on a high traffic drug area. So they actually just considered that, so there's like a program going on. Can you kind of speak on just kind of how this is going to affect Broome County? Because I know that there's a lot of kind of drug trafficking coming from Broome County down here.
There is, and that's another one of the reasons why we're implementing this program. We're not gonna let Broome County, because this is a pushing issue. They're like rats, and they will go where it's more easy to ply their trade. They will go where they can go and sell their garbage without being seen or caught, or the light of any light being shown on them. So as Broome County is cracking down, we applaud what they're doing. We're just letting everybody know, don't come down here, go somewhere else. Leave the country, we just don't want you. Go to some other county. I apologize to my fellow DAs, but we're not taking those people. We don't want them, and we're going to fight to keep them out.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Good? Good.
Good?
Thank you so much for coming, and again, thank you to all of our law enforcement and county officials. All right.
You're probably
Thank you.
uncomfortable being wrong way.
Thank you.